Well, Blucifer, it's time to get you right, get you fixed up, and see why you're throwing such a freaking attitude. What is going on, everyone? Derek here today, bringing you guys another video. Right now, guys, I am actually heading to an AutoZone that is about 20 miles away, which is kind of a bummer. But as you guys saw in yesterday's upload, and if you haven't watched that one yet, I highly recommend going to watch that and then coming back to this video. So pretty much what's going on, guys, is we are running into some slight problems with Blucifer. One of these problems, it's been happening for a while. Now that I think of it, like whenever I would start the car and just let it idle for a while to warm up, it would, you know, spat and spit here and there due to the misfire. I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw you a clip up on the screen right now. So yeah, as you heard, terrible misfire. And the second thing that's going on, and it is literally like a freaking puzzle and nobody can figure this out, is the check engine light that the car's throwing. When I first bought this car about 1.5 years ago or so, one of the first modifications I did was an off-road X-pipe. And you know, I searched this code and stuff, and a lot of people that run off-road X-pipes run into this problem. And I know in the last video, I asked for advice, but a lot of you, and I'm not being mean when I say this, but a lot of you were not like taking in the information I was telling you, because I do remember specifically saying I put brand new O2 sensors in, brand new. And a lot of the comments were, oh dude, it's the O2 sensors, put brand new ones in. Literally did that. But as far as the O2 sensors, in my mind, they're brand new. Like, they are brand new, and I had the X-pipe on there when I first installed it for a long time before I ever received this code. And I don't know, but let's go ahead and set the engine code to the side, because once the code came on, the car didn't change at all. The car drives fine, it drives the exact same. We made 722 wheel horsepower with that code on, so that's the least of my worries, honestly. Today's video, we are gonna be focusing on dialing it in to find out why it's misfiring, and I think I have an idea, and I believe it's gonna be the spark plugs. So we just made it to the AutoZone, and I just picked up 2 boxes of 4 of these NGK 1065s, or 6510s, excuse me. And these are obviously gonna be a colder running plug, typically for boosted applications. I believe people use these for nitrous applications. Got these, we're gonna get home and we're gonna start tearing this thing apart. We're gonna obviously start by tearing down some of the stuff in the engine bay. And unfortunately, I wish I would've known this car was gonna be doing this before I went ahead and put this whole entire intake thing back on, because I believe I'm gonna have to take it all off again, and most definitely gonna have to take it all off again. Man, that's gonna be a close fit. That is gonna be super tight. I can't even get the camera to give you like the angle, but back there underneath the throttle body and kind of the blower elbow is where a coil pack and obviously a spark plug is gonna lay. So passenger side doesn't look too terrible. I am gonna take out the battery, so it'll give me a little more room to work with. So instead of taking this JLT intake completely off, as you guys know, I recently did the sound tube mod, so this would make it super difficult trying to pull this out or pulling it out from the firewall. So I'm just gonna leave it kind of tilted up like that. It should give me enough room to be able to work with the coil packs and the spark plugs. Now that we have the coil covers off, we have the intake pretty much broken down and everything loosened up. So for those of you that may not know, these are gonna be your coil packs here. You obviously have 4 on this side, and you're gonna have 4 on that side. And what these coil packs do is they essentially plug up to the spark plug. So the spark plug is underneath these coil packs, so we do have to go and take all these harnesses off. It's pretty simple stuff. And these coil packs are gonna take it. Okay, I thought it was simple. What the fuck? Now that we got our coil pack bolts out, we can actually just go ahead and give them a little tug. And as you can see, they pop right out. I am gonna go and leave these in the same positions just because I wanna, you know, chase this misfire. So if it's not the plugs, then I can start, you know, looking into the coil packs. But There we go. We got the passenger side done. And I do believe, guys, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I am gonna label these and just set them aside because I do want to test to see if they work. Going for our first one, and we want that socket to click into the spark plug just like that. And it shouldn't take much to loosen this. If it takes a lot, then they were too tight. All right, and moment of truth, guys. Got our first plug, and I don't want to say, it looks pretty bad. So now that we're finished pulling cylinders 1 through 4, here are the plugs. And you know, they are definitely pretty dark. They don't look too healthy. I mean, considering this is a new plug, this is one of the NGKs I just bought. And you know, obviously this is gonna be way worse. You know, we ran Boostain, freaking 722 on 93. So, but you know, these plugs are just probably shot. Just from looking at them, they don't look too healthy. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on with the driver's side. This side is probably gonna give me a little more troubles. Just like as I mentioned, we have the big old throttle body with the blower neck. And as I mentioned, we're gonna leave the JLT around here because ya boy did some ricer mods. And if that comes loose and starts leaking, then we'll definitely feel a big difference in the drivability of this car. All right, coil pack plug 8, you're a little bit. Now for the tricky one, cylinder 8. Let's see if we can maneuver some of this stuff around to get in there. Here are all 8 of our spark plugs, and these are the brisk spark plugs. Obviously, they're performance spark plugs because we threw these in when we went to VMP. And you know, if you actually look at them, you see a lot of orange tint on there. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, guys, I have ran a couple tanks of Boostain through this car, and you might not be able to focus in on it, but there is definitely orange tint on these. And you know, maybe it just, with everything going with the car being boosted, Boostain, you know, the timing and stuff, and it just burnt them out. So I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell. But we're gonna go ahead and gap our new NGKs. We're gonna gap them to 0.28. I think that's where we want to stay around, especially if we do want to run the Boostain tune in the future again, which I may, only to put the car on kill if I know for a fact I'll be racing it. Other than that, I just want the car to run good. So I think without Boostain, the car made like 700 wheels, so that's plenty. But we're gonna go ahead and crack open the rest of these NGKs, and we're gonna get these things gapped out. So that is all our NGKs gapped to 28, 0.28. Now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall them. What you're gonna do is pretty much just take this extension you got, and you're gonna pop, so I'm doing this one hand, but you're gonna pop your spark plug so it clicks, and as you saw, it won't go anywhere. And you wanna hand tighten them nice and snug with your hands, and then you barely torque them down with the ratchet. You do not need to torque these down, because if you crack this porcelain, and let's say you completely snap it like right here, you're gonna have to take this car to a shop and freaking have them drill it out or whatever they have to do. I have no idea. I really don't know. Moral of the story is, do not torque these down too freaking tight, but don't keep them too loose. So you want a nice little grip on there, and I'll show you. So we have all brand new 8 NGK plugs in there, gapped at 0.28. Now, before I throw the coil packs back in, I actually want to check inside to see if I have a voltage meter. And there's actually a way to check the coil packs to see if they're working properly without having the car on. And it would be nearly impossible or very difficult to start the car and pull one coil pack at a time because of the blower. Now, if we were NA, it'd make life so much easier because you wouldn't have all this stuff in the way. But we'll go see if I can find that. I want to say that's it. We just changed out the spark plugs. As I said, we gapped them to 0.28. And, you know, those other ones, they definitely look shot. But as far as the car, it's all back together now. The last thing we have to do is start it up. And, I mean, we just got to go from there, guys. I'm having my fingers crossed. I hope this is all it was. I really do. But, you know, when it comes to having something like that on your car producing over 700 wheel, things like this, you know, you're always chasing. You're always going to chase. And we're going to start it up and see if we can get this thing to misfire. Because if it misfires on idle, like it typically did, then, you know, my next step's the coil packs. But one thing at a time, and let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. All right, here goes nothing, guys. Fingers crossed. Well, it didn't fix it. As you guys just heard, it's still firing weird and this sucks, man. I guess the next thing is I'm gonna have to fucking take this all apart again. Oh my god. I guess from here, what I'm gonna do is actually send a data log over to VMP and just to double check to make sure that it's not, you know, anything on my end, because I really don't want to take all this apart, but obviously if I have to change out the coil packs. But I can assure you, it is not the spark plugs. I can promise you that. Not the spark plugs. It's the way it goes, man. And today's DBP vlog shout out is going out to Dan, beautiful SS, man, and that is the car in the last video. So if you guys want to go check out his SS. For those of you that want a chance to shout out on the vlogs, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram at Derek Brand Productions and use the hashtag DBP Squad on all your posts. Every time I film a video just like this, I go to the hashtag, I see you used it, and boom, shout out. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a blessed day, and we will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time for another video. But until next time, we'll see you later.